back and join me for this 15-minute lower body aerial yoga flow. Let's go!
We're going to start at the upper back touch point. Place your fabric on like a backpack and position the hammock in the middle of your back. Bend your knees and sink into it so that the hammock is supporting you. Take a deep inhale and bring your hands to the base of your neck, supporting your head. Exhale, lean to the left, opening up the side body. Inhale to the right. And sway back and forth here in pace with your breath. When you reach your center, release your hands from your neck, grab a hold of the fabric in front of you, and widen your stance into a straddle. Now we're going to wake up the legs by shifting your weight from side to side, bending one leg and then the other. So exhale, sink into your left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sink to the right. And continue to move at your own pace. Now let's move to chair position. So walk your feet together so they're about hips distance apart, knees bent at about a 90-degree angle. And we'll move through some gentle pelvic tilts. Exhale, curve the spine outwards. Inhale, tuck the pelvis under. Exhale, tilt outwards. Inhale, tuck under. And you can move at your own breath here. Allow the hammock to support your upper body weight, which allows your lower back to release. Now let's wake up the toes and ankles. On your next inhale, lift your right leg and point and flex those toes. Roll your ankle to the right. And to the left. And we're going to practice some lateral lifts. So continue to breathe here as you lift your right leg out towards your right side, keeping it as straight as possible. It's a huge strength builder for the IT bands on the outside of the leg. And exhale, bring that leg down to mat to meet your left foot. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So lift your left leg, point flexed. Wake up all the muscles in your toes and your feet. Roll your ankle to the right and to the left. And then lift that left leg out towards your left side to strengthen the left side of your legs. This time, instead of bringing that foot down to your mat, bring it across the top of your right thigh. This should release your left hip. From this position, you can sway gently if that feels good for your left hip. Make sure that that left foot is flexed to protect the left knee. You continue to breathe, and each exhale, see if you can get that left knee to sink a little closer to the ground. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Lift that right leg up over the top of your left thigh. Keeping that right foot flexed. If it feels good for you, invite some gentle movements. When you're ready, release that leg. Come back into your straddle by widening your stance. And we're going to practice lifting up. This is a huge strengthener for all of the little micro muscles in our legs. It will help us build up to more beautiful inversions down the line. So with each exhale, you're going to lift your legs, keeping them as straight as possible. And inhale, bring them down to mat. You can practice holding them up in the air or just simply lifting them like this. Next, you're going to lift your legs together and swing to strengthen the abdominal muscles. So meet me at the back of your mat in a standing position, fabric behind the upper back touch point. Then lift off, bringing the backs of your feet towards your glutes. Or to further engage the abdominals, you can bring those knees towards your chest. Just float here, keeping the core engaged, keep breathing, enjoying the gentle wind from the sway. And when you're ready, bring your feet back to mat. Deep inhale, arms overhead to gentle back bend. Take a few deep breaths here, recenter yourself. Now let's return to those gentle swaying movements to further open up the side body. So exhale to one side and inhale to center and move with your pace of your breath. Now we'll move into a lunge position. So return to your chair pose and step back with your right knee so that the top of your right shin is on your mat. You might want to use a blanket here or a second rolled up mat if you have, if this is uncomfortable for your right knee. And your left leg will be in front of you at a 90-degree angle. So the left knee should be right over the top of the foot and not overextending past your toes. You can hinge forward over that left leg with your hands holding onto the fabric to further stretch out the tops of your shoulder blades as well. You should feel this stretch across the top of your right thigh. And now we'll move into a hamstring stretch for the left side. So lean back slightly to strengthen the left leg, engaging your core here to stabilize yourself. And we'll switch to the other side. This time bring your right foot forward, left leg back. Arms extended overhead. Breathe deeply here. And then straighten that right leg to stretch out the right hamstring or the back of that right leg. Engage your core here to stabilize yourself. And you can lean into that hammock as well for a little bit more support. My right leg here is straight, but yours might not be. It's certainly okay that right leg is bent. And the biggest goal here is that we are trying to achieve a stretch in the back of that right leg. When you're ready, bring that right leg back to meet the left and meet me in a kneeling position. We're going to move through some cat-cow sequences. Inhale, sink the belly down, chest lifted slightly. And exhale, push your weight into the hammock, around the spine upwards to the sky. Inhale, sink the belly down into cow. And exhale, roll from the base of your spine into cat. Continue to move with your own breath here. You can use that hammock to help you balance and to help further open the shoulder blades. Our next inhale, bring your hands to chest, and we're going to move into our camel pose. Exhale, and bring your hands in front of you as you bend backwards, extending the arms overhead. So you're in a back bend over your legs. Inhale and come back to center. And we're going to rest now in our child's pose. So bring your glutes to the back of your feet, arms still extended in the hammock. And just rest here a moment. It might feel good to sway from side to side here, moving with the breath. You can stop wherever you feel you might have some tension or anything that needs a little bit of extra stretch. Roll yourself up from the base of your spine very slowly and release the hands. Go ahead and roll out your hands, your wrists to the right and to the left. Make fists. Extend your fingers. Just allow the blood flow to go back to normal in your hands as we've been suspended with the hammock for quite some time now. And meet me in a seated position on your mat. Go ahead and come down onto your back. And you're going to place your feet inside the hammock in front of you. So you might need to position yourself a little closer to the fabric depending where you're at with your mat so that your legs are up overhead. My hammock is a little bit high for this video. If you have a lower hammock, it can be a little bit easier, but it can be done with many heights as long as you can reach your feet up there. Sway your feet from side to side to release the glutes. You can move with your breath. And we'll move into windbreaker pose. So release that right foot from the fabric and bring your knee to chest. Hugging it with your arms, trying to keep those shoulder blades on the ground. And you can extend this groin stretch by bringing that right leg further into the crook of your right elbow. Take a few deep breaths here. Now take that right leg and curl it under your body and roll yourself towards the left. You can use that right arm as a pillow and gently sway your left suspended foot forward and back, seeing what kind of micro stretches you can feel, the different muscles that we've been working out today as you move forward and back. Next, we'll move through our plank sequence. So position your forearm directly under your right shoulder blade so that your shoulder is right over track of your elbow. And your right leg can be bent underneath you or extended for an additional challenge, that left arm extended overhead. Your gaze can be forward or up at those left extended fingertips. Hips lifted, core engaged. Breathe deeply here to stabilize yourself. Exhale, bring those hips to mat. Keeping that left leg in the fabric, you're going to turn towards the mat so that you're in all threes. That right leg is going to be curled beneath you, so you want to put that kind of at a 45-degree angle towards the back left corner of the room. And sink your weight back into that extended leg. Your leg can bend here, however feels comfortable, so you feel it stretch across the top of that suspended leg, as well as your right hip on the ground. You can come down to your elbows, or you can stay lifted. Then to exit this pose, lean your weight to the right, bringing your right hip to the mat, and turn yourself back facing the hammock. You can lift that foot out. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's release those glutes one more time by bringing both feet up into the hammock and swaying with your breath from side to side. See if you can feel any difference between the two legs. You can tell which one was just stretched. And this time release that left foot from the fabric, bringing the knee to your chest. And grab a hold at the top of the left shin with your hands, keeping those shoulder blades pressed towards the ground. Just stretch the groin. Bring that left leg closer to your left elbow, to your left armpit. And then fold that left leg under you and turn towards your left. To sway that right suspended leg forwards and backwards. Next, we'll move into our plank position. So place the elbow directly underneath your left shoulder and your right arm suspended overhead. Try to repeat what you did on the other side to keep things even. So if you extended that left leg or the bottom leg on the other side, do that on this one as well. Or you can keep that knee on the ground. Lifting with the hips, keeping the core engaged, focus here on the breath. And exhale and come to mat. Turn towards the mat onto all threes. Fold the left leg under you with that right leg overhead. And come down to your elbows if that's comfortable for you. So you're on your forearms. With the left leg folded under you at 45 degrees. You should feel a deep stretch on the top of that right leg. And also your left hip. And bend that extended leg if needed as well. One more breath here. And you can turn towards your hammock and release the leg. And let's end this flow in a seated, comfortable, cross-legged position. This video is brought to you by Aerial Yoga Gear, the #1 supplier of yoga hammocks, aerial silks, hoops, t-shirts, accessories, and more. You can shop today at aerialyogagear.com. And if you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this flow, and subscribe to us on YouTube to see future videos like this. Namaste, and I hope that you have a happy and healthy day.